Special reaction video today. We got how Army cooks and trains and feeds 800 soldiers. Now I'm curious of this shit. I've been hearing a lot about the Army and I want to know this shit, man. So let's get into it, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy, man. If you have any lit reactions for me to react to, please let me know in the comments. And subscribe, my nigga. I'm trying to get to 1K so I can feed my motherfucking family. Why am I not at 1K yet? You gotta help a nigga out, man. I love y'all. Let's get into it.
When U.S. Army soldiers are on deployment or running field exercises, they have to eat a lot.
What the fuck is that shit, though? Hold on. What the hell is that? We ain't gonna skip past that like that shit ain't some gunk. That shit look like some fucking... Oh, is that... Oh, that's eggs. Oh.
Eat a lot.
You got this burning right
That's
here
sugar
and
and
no
peas.
food cooking. Stop.
That's where Army culinary specialists come in.
If a unit goes out to the field, if a unit deploys, well, they've got to eat. So we're going with them.
After completing basic training, future culinary specialists head to Fort Lee, Virginia,
food look good as
to
fuck,
train
though.
for
Hold
8
on.
weeks, where they'll learn how to cook for up to 800 soldiers in this.
That food look good as shit, my nigga. What the fuck? That food look good as hell, my nigga. They eating right. That's why them niggas look so buff. You know what I'm saying? They eating right. God damn, why ain't that shit?
Where they'll
I need to go to the... No, I'm playing. I'm not. I'm good.
learn how to cook for up to 800 soldiers in this. It might not look like much now,
Stand clear.
Tell you shit.
but when it's fully assembled, it has the capability to act as a fully functioning kitchen that can keep troops fed in the most remote of environments.
We went from a box on wheels to a whole freaking kitchen, right?
But
I
before
couldn't be in the
training,
military because I don't want niggas yelling at me and shit. Who the fuck you talking to? Commander? The fuck? Fuck you think this is? Don't yell at me like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. You could lower your tone, gang. Lower your tone. Don't yell at me like that. Like, who the fuck you think you is? My dad or some shit? Like, no, nigga.
trainees cook for hundreds of hungry soldiers out in the field.
That shit looks like more than 5, does not know.
They have to start with
Look how they talking to these people, bro. They not human or some shit. The fuck? But taught me some fucking respect, Commander.
basics.
There you
What's
go.
wrong with
Okay.
you, gang?
Some of them don't even know how to turn a stove on.
Insider spent 5 days at Fort Lee, observing several classes at various stages of training.
One of the main things that I like to tell my soldiers as I'm training them is we don't just provide food.
My soldiers. I don't like how that sound. Like, it sounds like my peasants. One thing I've been training my peasants to do. What's the difference between him saying one thing is training my soldiers and my peasants? I just feel like it's degrading to me. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't have nobody call me that. I'm your soldier, sir. It's like me looking up to like I'm looking up to you as God or something. I don't know. I can't. But I respect anybody in the Army. You know, you putting your life on the line. I respect it. Salute to y'all. But personally, for me, I couldn't do it.
We provide fuel for those personnel who are on the front line, for the war fighter. Fold this side in.
3,000 to 4,000 members of the Army and National Guard graduate every year from the 8-week course, which is broken down into 5 sections. First, classroom training on food safety, sanitation, and nutrition. Then, hands-on training in the techniques of cookery, before moving on to baking, cookies, pies, and more.
No,
Next,
they eating right.
5
God
days
damn.
of cooking in the garrison
They
dining
eating
hall.
good for sure.
Finally, training culminates outdoors, with a week of cooking in the Army's mobile kitchens.
I was a little shocked when Guardio told me about 10 different information leaks with which I had associated accounts, and that was just from one of my emails.
I want to see this goddamn shit.
Trainees arrive at Fort Lee with varying levels of cooking experience.
What kind of experience did you have cooking before arriving at Fort Lee?
I cooked a lot with my mother.
I have an associate's degree in culinary arts.
I had no experience at all cooking.
Prior experience is not necessary. One of the awesome things about our job, everything you need to know, we can teach you here.
So the customer ate it, they got sick.
No, I'll take it
That's
back.
all
This seems
it
like a
takes.
good program. I ain't gonna.
Training begins in the classroom, with 2 days of instruction in sanitation and nutrition.
The information that trainees learn is to ensure that they're cooking good, nutritious food for the warfighter. And then they also learn about safety, sanitation, how to prevent infectious disease, how not to transfer and cross-contaminate food, and then how to provide safe meals.
Sanitation is everything. If your people aren't safe and if you aren't safe, then the mission can't be completed.
Trainees are tested at the end of each block of training in the form of a
You know this remind me
50-question
of
exam.
We have
Attack on Titan. You know Attack on Titan, Commander Irvin and shit, in the fucking the show Attack on Titan. You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere from 9 to 15 different diseases that they learn.
my
Then they
phone
have
running
to
around.
understand what food items they're found in, how do their practices impact their ability to be able to spread those diseases to
Bro, nigga, hold on. We got the same last name, gang.
how do their practices
the same
impact
last
their
name,
ability
man.
to be able to spread those diseases to
the same
different
last
customers within those facilities.
You will go to your stations, you will put on your hat, and you'll put on your apron.
Training
Oh, yeah, the
moves from the
aprons.
classroom
Apron,
to
bro.
the cook-
Apron is a must. You gotta have an apron. An apron will, bro. If you get all that wet shit on your fucking body when you cooking, or you washing dishes with the little holes and shit, bro. You need an apron. If you work cooking and you work any kitchen type of shit, you need an apron, bro. Put that shit on, please. It's a must.
cooking labs during
It's a
techniques of cookery.
The techniques of cooking is basically their first introduction to the kitchen. Some of them don't even know how to turn a stove on, so that's where I get to teach them how to use their equipment.
But before they start cooking, trainees need to become familiar with the tools they'll be working with.
This first bend in your finger, this first little knuckle, all right, this is gonna be the furthest point out. So this is gonna be on your knife. It'll be just like this. There's a couple methods that I use, like a claw method, making sure that
Yeah,
they
the claw,
tuck
that's what we
their
learned in the
fingertips
class, the
underneath,
claw.
because in our field, you kind of need your fingers, you kind of need all of them. Cube is what? Same
You
size all
gotta
around.
need all your fingers, nigga. Of course you need all your fingers. You need all your fingers in life, nigga. Come on, nigga. You kinda need all your fingers.
Tips underneath, because in our field, you kind of need your fingers, you kind of need all of them.
Oh shit. He's serious, nigga. You do.
Cube is what? Same size all around, right? All right, so
Trainees get to see instructor demonstrations on how to cook certain foods during their first 4 days in the labs. But they won't have that luxury later on.
Weigh up your beef, put it in your large pot, and you just move on to the next step, okay? They'll come up to our front of our stations, and we'll literally show them how to do it step by step, accordance with the recipe card. Then they have the opportunity to go back to their stations and apply
Oh, that
what we
shit
taught
look
them
good
how
as
to do
fuck,
that
gang.
product.
Hold on, that shit look good, gang. Wait a minute.
If you don't have rice in your small pot yet,
Wait a minute, that
half
shit
a
look
cup
good,
of rice,
gang.
all you have to do is read your recipe cards, guys. That is key. If your beef stew is at a boil, you're gonna put the lid on your beef stew and then turn it down to a simmer. I think in this whole procedure, if you don't understand how to read a recipe card, then you're gonna fail. You have to be able to read it step by step. That way you can learn how to do these things and execute. That
So
looks
shit.
like more than 5, doesn't it? Jesus. There you go, okay? The hardest thing is probably retaining information, learning the techniques that we teach them, and then applying it. Take your ladle. You don't want to overkill. Make it look nice and neat. Part of your grade is presentation, guys.
Once
Yo,
the
that shit look
trainees
good
have
as
completed
fuck.
their recipe, they bring their finished
My nigga, that food look good as fuck. Am I wilding right now? Can y'all see me though? Am I wild? That food look good as hell though.
product to the back of the cooking lab to be graded on presentation, technique, and execution.
We teach them the basics, how to cut, how to slice. We also teach them how to simmer, how to braise, how to saute, and then we teach them about moist heat, dry heat. All those things incorporated get them ready for what is known as a cook-off at the 5th day. Don't stress out. Have fun. Make sure you have your utensils.
During the cook-off, trainees have 1 hour to prepare a chef's salad, green beans lyonnaise,
Hold on, Mom. I'm coming right now. Just give me 1 second. Can you give me 1 second? All right. No, I can't. I gotta fill out this form. You saw what? I'm doing a reaction. You in the middle of the video. God damn, man.
and spaghetti with
Oh, that shit look good. What's this on the side though? Like, I kind of want that for my next spaghetti. Hold on. Wait a minute.
a ragu sauce, but won't receive a demonstration or explicit guidance from their instructor.
Coming in today
Yo.
for cook-off, I was actually excited. I enjoy cooking. That's fun. I was a little nervous about what to expect. You know,
Yo.
not knowing like, oh, if I make a mistake.
It was just a whole lot of anxiety, a lot of nervous thoughts, and excitement bunched in one cluster.
5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes.
Sometimes they are scared because there is a time that they're timed with, and also, you know, it's just stressful. And then you got me watching you around your back and all that stuff.
Nigga, you can tell that
Turn
shit stressful.
DMs and likes
Yeah, I don't give a
into
fuck about
big
these
sales
ads, bro.
spikes.
Stop showing me this shit.
At the end of the cook-off, the trainees' dishes are graded on a number of criteria.
Oh, they be great.
They'll be docked points if items are not cut properly, dishes are undercooked or overcooked,
I love
or if
food,
their
man.
sauce is not the right consistency.
The thing that you did wrong was supposed to be slices, correct? So
I thought we meant
those are rings.
Oh.
Yeah. But you did good on everything else. You overcooked your onions a little bit, okay, and they're a little bit too big, okay? A lot of the students did a lot of things right. The biggest thing is when they do cut-ups. Some of their cuts that they do for these products are either too big.
My nigga, so what? You act like you not finna eat the food, gang. I'm about to eat that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't give a fuck if the cuts is too big, too small, too fucking yellow, nigga. I don't give a shit. I'm eating the food, my nigga. Food is food. That shit look good. Nigga, that shit look like some restaurant shit, man. Like, goddamn, bro. I'll get him an A for that shit.
Some things that are wrong is they don't drain all the liquids off of certain individual items. Presentation is important because it's all about eye appeal. So when you go to any restaurant and you serve something outstanding, that's going to show the people that you put your flair into it. You put your own artwork into it. Sauce is outstanding, good job. Salad, good presentation, and good cuts, right? So good job. All the trainees passed all their products today, so it makes me feel very happy. It makes me feel like they listened to what I had to teach, and they applied it to everything that they plated on their presentation.
And actually preparing it and see actually how you got all this put into one dish. It comes out so well. It tastes so good. It puts a lot of pride in your heart.
Sure you use your rubber spatula to get all that sugary goodness inside the bowl.
Now,
in the Army, do you have like Saturdays and Sundays off and shit? If that makes sense, like, do y'all have that, or just like just consistent working? Damn.
now armed with a foundation in the techniques of cooking, trainees move on to baking.
Well, you know, everybody has a sweet tooth, but like I say, we're just not feeding soldiers, we're feeding civilians too. So we just make sure we give them a nice home away from home treat, and I think everybody deserves that.
When you're putting your sweet potato pie mixture in your shell, ensure you do not get it on the edges or it's going to burn. Everybody tracking? Remember, get your butter knife, you will stick it in the center, and then pull out, it should come out clean. So if not, just put it back in there.
That's the
But sometimes in techniques of cooking, they have trouble in that, and then they become the best baker in this section because they know they have to pay attention to detail and they can't skip any steps.
Baking is a science, and
I kind of love baking though. That food would be good as fuck.
if you don't pay attention exactly, you're gonna get it wrong.
If we had a conventional oven, yeah, it will be done. But these gas, because the heat is coming from up from the bottom, it's taking longer for it to cook around it.
I've learned a lot with Miss Harrison. She's a great cook, great teacher.
So once your fruit pie and your sweet potato pie, when they're done, I want you to put them both on the same sheet
Yo,
pan.
I never had pie, bro. We had pie, but I never enjoyed a pie. Like, I never had a pie that I was like, I never been introduced to pie, so I never had like, I never had pie. I ain't never had pie in my life.
Then we're gonna present it over there by our numbers.
Once again, the trainees' finished products are graded on a number of criteria.
For my custard pie, you guys did a real good job. So the filling looks good, so now my eyes is going to the crust, okay? So that's what's gonna sell me, the crust. Whew, it's tight. Who's this, number 6, number 2, and number 7 again. You did a good job today.
The baking module of training also ends in a 50-question exam and bake-off.
They look so happy.
But for now, trainees get to enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Their labor.
Your website looks amazing.
Oh,
labor.
Thank you.
Labor.
But why are
Grant's great grayson dining hall. Okay. Okay.
The Garrison Operations module of training is a culmination of everything the trainees have learned so far.
It's the first glimpse of what they will see once they get to their actual unit after they graduate.
Trainees spend 5 days cooking in an actual Garrison kitchen at Fort Lee, preparing a variety of food. We observed one platoon of trainees over the course of several mornings, which starts at 0500 with what's called a cook's mount.
It's accountability for everyone that's supposed to be on the shift. And we're checking for the hair, we're checking to make sure that it's nice, neat, we're checking for nail length, we're checking to make sure that there's no abrasions or make sure that they're not sick.
Once the trainees pass their daily inspection, they start preparing breakfast.
Yo, damn, y'all heard me? Just fucking.
Think about when
Damn.
y'all made cinnamon rolls upstairs in small quantity baking. You're making it the same way.
Operations are a lot more thorough than what I had expected it to be. Everybody is assigned to their own station and position, and whatever doesn't get done in the end, we pick up the slack and as a team and work together to ensure that food gets handled out in an orderly manner.
Slice the entire ham up,
That's good.
cut it off, then you remove the ham.
But listen,
right, and you put it into
I know I'm a type of nigga, I don't like working. I rather do this all day, be my little setup and have fun. I don't like working. This is my job. That's what I'm trying to say. Give me the 1K so I can feed my family, gang. You know what I'm saying? Should I start streaming this shit? I'm gonna put my stream thing in the side of the fucking now I'm gonna put it in the description. It's the same as my Instagram and all that shit, TikTok, Young Torino. Follow my Twitch. If y'all want me to start twitching this shit, get the Twitch, please. I'll be on there. I ain't gonna lie. Let me know if y'all want me to stream. I gotta have a little bit of followers first, and y'all just so I know people gonna be in that motherfucker. Cause I ain't finna be streaming and nobody gonna be in that motherfucker. I ain't doing that. So join the streams if y'all want to, man.
to your third pan, okay? For the first couple of days, I look for them to be sort of confused. They don't know where things are. They don't know how to turn on certain equipments and things of that nature. You want to kind of make it in a straight line, right? And then remember which ones you laid down first, right? Come Thursday and Friday, then that's when the instructors typically take a step back, and then we kind of let them operate on their own so we can see if they're grasping the information.
Even though it was stressful, it was really like hands-on, and
that shit
you got
look
to like
good,
learn and
gang.
experience a lot more things, and you got to make more like meals, prepare dishes for like other people to eat, not just yourself and your platoon.
Thank you very much.
Trainees head outside for the fifth and final module of training, which is focused on field cooking operations.
So you're gonna alternate your meat between here and here. You know what I mean?
The equipment that we teach here at Field Operations Training Branch, that's the equipment that we use in the operational force.
But before they can start cooking in the mobile kitchens,
On lift, everybody raise it up. Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3, on lift.
they have to learn how to build them.
Let me get 4 up there, everybody else down here on the ground.
So
the mobile kitchen trailer, we can use that when we got up to 300 personnel to feed 3 times a day, and in basically any environment.
I've seen this
Take
shit.
a mental note of where everything is, all right? Because that's how we're going to pack it back up.
In addition to the mobile kitchen trailer, trainees are taught how to build and operate the Army's containerized kitchen, or CK.
The containerized kitchen, that is our largest field feeding platform. We're gonna use our containerized kitchen more often in a situation where we've built up some infrastructure. We have the capacity to feed 800 personnel, and with our capacity to feed more people, we can bring more people in to support that area, to defend that area, and to accomplish those missions.
Watch your head, watch your head, watch your head, watch your head. The process of setting up the CK is very challenging because there's a lot of big moving parts. You gotta watch out for your battle buddies because there's a lot of things that's unfolding and spreading out on the CK.
Some scholarly young
you gotta
adults.
communicate.
Over the course of 2 weeks, trainees have to pass a 50-question exam and demonstrate proficiency with each piece of equipment.
We went from a box on wheels to a whole freaking kitchen, right?
Releasing your music should be a celebration. But with so much going on, it can also be overwhelming. That's why
Y'all made that with love, huh?
Well, that shit look good.
Y'all made that with love. They look good.
The final week of training is spent cooking in the mobile kitchens, and not just for themselves.
At any given time, we can have up to 300 or 400 personnel out here on the grounds. They're gonna break down their meals. They're gonna identify how many personnel they're actually feeding, and then they're going to actually prepare meals for everybody at FOTB, not just their group.
I specifically told nobody to turn on the MBU without my eyes on it. You got this burning right here and no food cooking. Stop. Put them on there. Again.
Who is she talking to? Who you talking to, Commander? I don't like that shit, bro. You ain't finna be talking to me a certain way, gangy. Fuck you thought this was, gang? You ain't finna be talking to me like that, bro. We can square the fuck up, gang. Hold on, what the fuck was that? That's not how, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Nobody will turn on any MBUs without me visually looking at you.
Learning in the mobile kitchen, it's been challenging because it's different. It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of things that you have to take in consideration.
The aspect that I do enjoy the most in the mobile kitchen is the closeness.
This probably ain't gonna make sense. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't getting canceled. I'm not saying that shit. I'm not saying what I was gonna say.
I get with my battle buddies. I could just be like, okay, here's this. Put this to the side for a minute. Help them out. Cool. Spin around. Help the next person. Go back to what I'm doing. Like, we work as a team.
1 full scoop of oatmeal, 1 full scoop of potato, and 1 of these.
In my experience, their response to utilizing the equipment is by far and away positive. They like learning and they like seeing the fruits of their labor.
When we go to the field, soldiers are tired, they're running through missions, they're running through lanes, and then when they see you, it's almost like they're not tired no more because they got food, they got nice, hot chow, and that's just the most.
That shit busting too. I eat that. That's better than school lunch. What the fuck? How was that better? How the fucking army? No, and I understand why y'all get better food. Okay, I understand that. But why y'all food better than ours though? We go to school, like we supposed to have actually food like this. This is how my school tray should be looking. My shit shouldn't be looking no other type of way. School gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better, man. For the children, bro.
Motivating thing.
For the children.
According to Fort Lee, about 95% of trainees who start the course are able to graduate. Once they do, they'll be assigned to their next unit.
For the children,
either
dang.
Domestically or at one of the hundreds of Army bases around the world.
Training here has been an experience. It's been fun. I learned a lot of new things, cooked in a lot of different elements and environments and stuff like that. So it's been great.
This job is not lower than any other job that's in the military. It's just as hard as any other job out there. What I think about food is morale. When they come out of the field doing, crazy things out there, and they have a good meal, a hot meal, then it makes them just happy and gives them more energy, and they're able to accomplish their mission.
Food is the key to life. The key to life, bro. The key to life is water and food. Water is kind of considered is a beverage. I was about to say water is food, but no, it's kind of in the same era. Element, whatever. Food is important. You need food for your body, your life. Food is the key to life. I'm just letting you know, putting you down. You down without that shit. But hopefully y'all enjoy this reaction, man. Like, subscribe, comment if you're new. I love y'all. If y'all want more reactions like this, please let me know. Please, my nigga, I ain't got shit to do. I love y'all. I'm out.